Good day, everyone. This is Ernie Kish with the Kish Cash Fund, and Merry Christmas also, and all that good stuff. So we were looking at AMD, and I told everybody that my plan was to go ahead and take 25% of my entire portfolio, which I did, and invest in AMD, buy AMD. So uh, let's see. Today is like Wednesday, the December 5th. So um, I think I got into the AMD thing somewhere right in around here at a little higher than $2 at the 201 open on that day, and I just saw that as it maybe be time to go ahead and purchase this thing, because it had come down so far and started doing this sideways thing, and I said, this thing is just either going to go down further south or it's going to be doing something. And then I saw some volume things here. So anyway, we went in, and then I said, well, it's had, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the day that I got out, and it was like, just about maybe going to bang on to the 50-day moving average. It gapped window open the following day right on the 50, and then of course came down and is now doing this sideways thing. Haven't been back into it, just waiting at the next entry point on AMD. My guess is that it's going to go up, but anyway, made like close to half a dollar on that thing. I mean, my goodness. I hope everybody else did, equally as well. And just in time for Christmas too. Now we can take a lot of that profit and switch that into our bank accounts and then go shopping with it. So not all of it, but I mean, reward yourself for something that y'all did well on. Okay, we were watching AMD. Not much more than I can say on this thing now. Markets, my guess is a little caution. Things might be a little on the high, maybe coming down type of thing. So I'm just not saying like jump back in. I think AMD is going to go higher though. But when I'm looking at it on a daily basis and playing it for what it is. But I kind of guess what I stayed in a little bit, a couple of days, 3 days on this, because it was like the sign was there. Let's see what happens. Real tight stop though. I mean, after the $2 get me in, it was a 20-cent stop, and then I lowered that down to when I had somewhere around 25 cent profit. I lowered that stop down to 10 cents. So had it come down the 10 cents, I was still in making money on the trade. So that's how my plans work. So if you want to figure out how to make some money in the stock market, plan your trades like I did with this thing, and we were watching this thing, and again, I'm not touting AMD. I just said, holy mackerel, look at that stock chart. I wonder when time is it going to be to get in. I think it's giving me a signal. I gave it a shot. I put in a 20-cent stop. It didn't go down. It went up. So I went, well, Yahoo. And then I said, where do I get out? And I says, well, it's been running up for a couple of days. You got in here, and so be really cautious. And here's your 50 here, and we're going to be looking at that. And yada sis boom bada, here we go. Take our profit, and then the following day it gapped open, and then it's just a lot of profit takers. So it came down. There's your red bar. There you go. On this day, people sold. They took their profit. Okay, you should have been also. Okay, Could have waited the following day and took my profit at the open, but that was my decision to go with that. Sorry about the static. I got this huge monster. What are you? You're a beautiful dog. Begins with a mastiff. I'm babysitting a mastiff, so he's right up in my lap right now during this presentation. So hang tight. Let me bring up my the stuff so that I can let's see, stop this, pause this, and take a look at another chart here. Okay, hang on. Okay, this is the AMD thing that I said that I usually always have a couple of thousand shares in at any one time, and I kept those 2,000 shares because I had purchased at 31 cents. And unfortunately, if anybody said, "Oh, hey, Ernie went ahead and was touting this thing," again, I'm not touting CVM. I said this is a spec stock, okay? So you can wake up tomorrow and it could be worthless, all right? But if you want to take, like I said, it's I bought it at 31 cents. You can buy it at 35 cents, and you can buy it today at 29 cents. So I added a little bit because I just went crazy. Okay, I am crazy. Okay, so watch me on this. Hey, you can say, hey, look at this crazy guy. Okay, let's watch him lose his shirt. Okay, well, I'm not even playing with. I'm playing with maybe 1 or 2%. 2% of my entire portfolio. If I have like 3,000 shares of this, or even 4,000 shares of this. So I just said, oh, let me go crazy with this for some crazy reason. So please do not buy the farm. Put the farm into CVM. Don't even think of it, okay? But if you wanted to, if you've got let's just say you've got $1,000, all right, in your trade account, and you're looking for something to speculate on, then take 25% of that thousand, take $250 and buy $250 worth of CVM at the 29 cents that it's at. That's close to 1,000 shares, right? Okay, and then just see what happens. All right, and then just see what happens. Take your profit at 39 cents, and you've made like $80, $90. Okay, so that's cool, right? On an investment of $250 to go ahead and make an $80 or $90 profit. I mean, dang, that's just a deal, okay? I mean, do the math sometimes, and you'll see the deals that are out there. Okay, well, that's that. And again, I apologize if somebody went ahead and bought it because I said, hey, I own some of this stuff, and then this happens, and I go like, oh man, somebody's gonna like shoot me. But all right, so don't listen to me. All right, there you go. You can enjoy these things as entertainment, but don't listen to a word I say. At least not with CVM. AMD we did okay. Alrighty. Okay, let me pause this again, and we'll bring up another chart. Okay, we're looking at our friend Mr. Kurtz here, and I think if you remember what I said on this here. Like about 4 days ago or so, I said, hey, this is like nosebleed area type of thing. And then, of course, it made a fool out of me. The following day it went up. But I said, hey, let's just watch this, So I watched it. I don't know if anybody made a play on this. If you did, I hope you got out. Okay, or if you, bought way down here or something like that. But anyway, even though it was doing this, I just said, this is like really a high area, and we're like bouncing on, this high Fibonacci area here, and So my whole deal was caution. Of course, it did, go up a bit, and it didn't surprise me, but I didn't get excited about it. And even when it did this, of course, and then skedaddled down to here over the next 3 days, um, or a couple days after that, I just went, well, I kind of expected that more so than this thing, keeping on chugging up the way it is. Still watching it. I think it might be turning around, or it still could be, coming back down. But what have we got going on right now with this thing? Well, here we had some problems with what's called the death cross here, with the 20 crossing over the 50, but she's dipping down. Now what's it doing now? Okay, even though it had this disastrous last 3 days, what's it doing? She might be, she's crossing back over up. If it continues doing that, of course, you're going to see this thing, going up a little bit. So again, we watch these things on a daily basis, and if we see an opportunity, like this day here was a good opportunity day, wasn't it, to get in, in the morning here, and then take your profit and skedaddle out. Okay, so that's what we do to try to make money, for these things. So this was a watch and see, and it was like, oh yeah, it went up, and then it's like, look at that, I kind of figured, and now it's down to here, and it's like, oh well, it's got my attention on a buy again, but am I buying it tomorrow? Not unless there's not unless I see it might have a day like that. Okay, so that's Kirk's, and again, I'm just kind of like keeping my eyeball on that. The deal is the whole AMD thing, that was the deal. That, and again, we're watching that puppy for the next time to enter in on that too. Again, we have to really take a look at what's going on the spider on a daily basis, and our cues, and what did Asia and do the night before, the day before, the night before we're going to start trading, and then what did Europe do, the few hours before we're going to be start trading, and what's their situation like? And because we're all interconnected, that's just the way it works, folks. Okay, so trade smart, and the best thing to do is not trade. Okay, so have your plan and whatnot, but if you're gonna just stab at it, it's like, it's best not to trade at all. If you're worried about entering a position, you have a position, you have cash. All right, cash is a position in the market. All right, I cannot say that enough. Cash is a position in the market. It's the strongest position you can have. Okay, let's take a look at something else. And last but not least, my good friend Aria, that I have been looking at, and shorting for the most part. We had like a pretty good major confirmation that this thing was heading south. So after we're catching a little bit of some of this in through here, and then watching it go in this direction, when we saw this cross here, we took it down to about here and said, okay, we're done. And then we just relaxed and said, okay, what's going to happen here, and just watch things come up to about this point, and just continued watching. Didn't really do anything whatsoever. I think we popped in because we just happened to say, geez, this thing might be going up to about here, but we were still bearish on Aria at that point. But I think just to be foolish, we saw this happening, so there was a trade where we went long on this day, this candle here, but not for long. Just a quick in and out on the day, made a few dollars, and then got ourselves out. The following few days, though, we said okay, it's hitting the 50-day moving average, and we saw this candle, and we saw this candle, and then of course on this day we said okay, let's short it because it looks like it's going south for sure. It was a day trade only. And then it was hands off. Let's see what's going on this day. So, and things are going sideways. So that's what's been going on with our trades with Aria. Um, for those of you who are picking our brain right now, it's kind of like a wait and see thing because again, I don't know if this thing's going to go up or down. It's between a couple of levels where it if the traders want to bring this thing up, somebody's in a buying mood. It's going to have a candle like this day, perhaps. If things get sour in the market in general, then of course it can dip down at least to this level here, and then it'll be looking for some support. Maybe bouncing off of the 200 day if things get really sour. Again, I don't know. I can't predict anything. I'm just looking at the charts and going from there. And as we had in our last presentation, this thing was really in nosebleed area here. Again, here's your double top. You catch some of this action, and you're going like, oh my God, yeah, of course I'm gonna, thinking about shorting this thing with a tight stop, sure, but guess what happened? This thing's tanked, and then because it come up quite some bit, it did this sideways thing a little bit, but this was a real indicator here to me. When it did this, it's like, okay, yeah, let's take it up a little bit here, but I'm not going any higher, and now I'm going a little bit further south. And when this happened, it was like, oh, okay, let's see what happens up here. But when it starts to do this, it's like it doesn't have to. But my guess is that it's gonna do this, retest this area here again, and then probably even do that. Okay. Doesn't have to, but um, if it does, we're going to be prepared to be in our cash position to cash in on some of that on those days that it does tank. Again, hey, listen, I had some Christmas music on in the background. I hope that didn't distract anybody. It is that great time of year. All right, I'm hoping everybody's keeping green on their screen, as Tony Turner would say. God bless. Have a great holiday season, and keep things going your way. All right. Well, I'll catch you later. All right. Bye bye.